Right now, isn't he?
Hello, everybody. This is Preston Polter here with Pocket Jazz Comics, and welcome, Christy Hero Shack. We got another exciting writer's stream this evening, so I'm going to be providing some provocative pages here for Guinevere issue 4, and I am joined by, of course, my lovely co-host and the judge of the contest. We have the ever controversial Vicky, and
Good evening.
we got John Lamont and Larry Holder joining. We're rounding out our this evening's adventure. So let's see. All right, we were just talking, but let me go ahead and say so. Guinevere 3, the Make 100 campaign has wrapped up, and should be sending that off to print as soon as the artists are all done. Yeah, we'll make no book before it's time, but that should take more than a couple of weeks, and then we'll get those out too. And I've been studying various campaigns. Oh, wait, we have someone else joining us. We have William K. Savage. Hello, William. Hello.
He's muted.
Right. He's muted. Well, I didn't do that. He did that. So.
Yes. Hello, William.
That was me.
Hello. He's about. Hello. So, who was enjoying our Discord last night? I had a big Discord voice chat. So, we've been partying in the Discord, and you're welcome to come down and present scripts, talk about comic books, and bitch about CG drama. That's what we tend to do down there. But and including last night, I saw I left, and then a whole bunch of people left. But I saw you were hanging out with Hold the Truth, Moby, who's not here yet, but he did present pages, so hopefully he'll be here in a little bit.
Yeah, I might present some pages as well.
Awesome. Okay. Well, always look forward to that. But as I was saying, so talking about in my Discord, I looked at various campaigns. Patriotica 2, which is doing quite well. It's over 50,000. But also, going back to White Widow, that was another one that was over 50 grand. Princess v Zombies, and I'm going to be commissioning a cover of Princess v Zombies. So in the future, on some of mine, they'll be like, oh, hey, here's a Princess v Zombies cover. And anyway, but a lot of them have multiple variant covers. In fact, they all have multiple variant covers. At the 20 to 30 range. Some go into the 75 range with metal covers and whatnot. And I just learned how to make those, so those are neat. And then at 200, you get everything. You get all the variant covers for the whole campaign, and they have so many people back at 200. So I'm like, wow, okay. So clearly, I need to kind of alter my approach a little bit. So I've been commissioning a bunch of people to do covers for the next main campaign for Guinevere issue 3. So.
Well, as long as the comic book gets finished and the variant covers are better than the Vampirella covers, I say it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Well, and hey, that's a great thing about the market, right? Some of them go well, some of them don't, and that's all cool in the game. But I'm picking out the good artists. It's like Jamie Tyndall, right? I've been shipping so many of his books here with White Widow that I'm just like, I wonder how much that guy is. And I discovered how much that guy is. So, yeah. Jamie Tyndall will be doing a Guinevere 3 cover. Pretty excited about that. And reached out to some other people. So, should have a good slate of, talented cheesecake artists. And I'm thinking and that's really kind of the problem with the White Lily story is it didn't lend itself to that too readily. It didn't lend itself, okay, let's do 4 or 5 kind of sexy variant covers that people want to buy, because that just wasn't how I was presenting the characters. I was trying to be a little bit more historic and kind of have soul in that regard, and kind of be true to the sentiment I was trying to express, which means you're not making as much. So screw that. We want to make money. So that's what the Guinevere story is all about. And towards that end, I will be offering a bunch of different variant covers, but I will also be offering a cover by the main comic book team that did the whole thing. They're going to do the main cover, and they're a very talented group. don't mind me saying. That's one area where every single book I've mentioned, including like Marvel and DC, you take Guinevere, you compare the interior pages of Guinevere with the interior pages for this other stuff, and my interior pages are pretty darn good. So,
well, see, I'm not much of an art snob because I guess because I'm more of a writer and stuff. I just want the comic book finished and stuff. You know, that's
right.
all I care about. I don't care if the comic book is bad. Just finish your comic when it's when you're doing a campaign and stuff.
Hey, what's up, Timothy? How you doing? So, anyway, oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, you totally lucked out, Larry, on the artist that you had for what is that, OTS?
Yeah, Uptime and Space. Yeah. He's an awesome artist, but he didn't come cheap either. So there's that.
They don't. And no. I just got I just flipped over to Twitter real quick, and I see and I'll probably be getting Genzaman. So I have a Genzaman cover and a Jamie Tyndall cover, and we'll have a Whiskey Paint cover. I may go with like another Sashi cover. So it's I'm gonna be shelling out some bucks for the Guinevere 3 extravaganza that will be coming up in like a month or so. So,
well, you want to make some, you got to pay some.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to put some money into her. That's for sure.
Right. And people are going to be like, "Man, how did your campaign grow so much?" I'm like, "I paid for it." I mean, it's weird, and this is a phenomenon that's interesting to comics that you don't see. Well, I mean, I guess. Like, I guess you can kind of think of movies as simply vehicles into which you go and see the people you want to see. If it's Charlize Theron or Tom Cruise or Scarlett Johansson, some people just like, I'm going to go see that person. And, and they might end up going, well, I didn't like that movie. And I didn't think I was going to, but I saw it because it had so-and-so in it. And like comics, I guess, kind of become like that in that, I really like that artist, and oh wow, it's like, okay, Jamie Tyndall, he's a great artist. People buy a lot of his work. I'm probably going to do like a limited print run of 200 of them, and people will buy it, regardless of whether they like my work or not. They'll be like, oh, it's a Jamie Tyndall cover, and they'll want it, and so they're not buying it because of what's on the inside, and I think that has kind of fostered this attitude of, well, who cares what's on the inside? But I have the hopes that the writing matters and the story matters, and that people will actually read the book they paid so much money for, and then hopefully come back next time, even if it doesn't feature the hot sexy art that they were specifically buying from last time. I don't know, but that's this idea I have. Anyway, towards that end. All right, we got pages. We got lots of pages. We got my pages, which are going to be pretty spicy. We got John's.
Hide the children.
Exactly. Yeah, for my pages.
Yeah, pretty much.
Definitely hide the children. Did you read them already, John?
I did not. No.
Okay. All right.
I figure I'll save the embarrassment for the group.
Exactly. Okay. Well. Let's go ahead and get started with your stuff. So we got Angel of Darkness. So set us up. What happened last time on Angel?
All right, where is? Let's just see. I wrote a nice blurb on the thing, so let me go. I'll go find it.
The Thing is an excellent movie.
Okay. Previously on Angel of Darkness, in the months leading up to World War II, 3 British officers are tasked gather conscripts from African colonies. While stopping at southern Rhodesia, the officers find the town is beset by zombies.
Beset by what?
Zombies.
That's what I thought you said. Okay. All right. So we had this kind of like war epic, but now we're going in more of a not so historical direction. All right. You know the script, so assign the parts.
I'm going to be Aaron again.
Yeah.
You can be Aaron, and you can be Nikita. And then it's just going to be Preston. Why don't you do Amos again?
Okay.
Larry, you want to do Onjoku?
Sure.
And I think. And William, you can do Hanso. And then when we get to.
What's up, Steve? How you doing? By the way, Steve, I didn't know if I was allowed to say like that you're my former war campaign fan or not. So I've just been referring to you as a former member of War Campaign. But for those who watch my show, they know who it is. Let me put it this way. Over there on Kiwi Farms is a Mr. Dong summary of my debate with Adam Friended and Deadwood Dale, and it refers to a writer formerly associated with War Campaign.
What I like about the funny thing about Comicsgate and like War Campaign is they were always trying to like, follow the fame of more famous YouTubers and stuff. Like they always brought Mr. Metacore, Sargon of God, and all those like popular YouTubers. And it's like, you guys aren't as funny as them and stuff.
I know.
You guys aren't the intellectual heavyweights that they are.
They're not. Yeah.
Well, Adam tried getting into that whole Sargon skeptic community and failed miserably. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because most of those communities have moved on to like more serious topics. Like I think a lot of people aren't really interested in talking about comic books, video games, or movies because there's a lot of crazy real life stuff going on.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
All right, John.
We ready?
I'm ready. So I'm just reading Amos. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Larry, will you also do Ridley?
Ridley, sure.
Okay.
He shows up later.
Sure.
And do we have a narrator? Do we know who
I'll
it is?
narrate.
All right, go for it.
Perfect.
That way I can, make corrections in my grammar.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Interior Njoko home, living room. Amos, Hansu, and Njoko back away from the windows and doors as Aaron and Mrs. Njoko joins them.
What the devil is this?
Crash. Glass spills across the living room as one of the horde begin crawling inside. Hansu draws his pistol, firing. Immune to pain, it rises to its feet. It pounces on Hansu, attempting to bite him. Amos and Njoko struggle to pull it off, just as more of them begin crawling into the house. Aaron steps up, firing her pistol.
They won't die.
We gotta move.
They move to the back door, firing their pistols with no effect. Exterior home. Once outside, Njoko throws a ladder against the side of the house.
Up here.
His wife and Aaron go up the ladder first, the rest follow. Roof. About to kick the ladder away, Njoko notices the horde ignore it. Instead, they bang and claw away at the walls, staring, growling. Mrs. Njoko hyperventilates. Aaron sits with her.
Captain.
Amos and Hansu scan the town as many other families climb up onto the roofs. Njoko kneels with his wife. The horde continue rampaging. Screams and cries can be heard all around them. Aaron joins Amos and Hansu.
We can't stay here.
Agreed.
If we can get to the munitions trunk on the train, we might be able to protect these people.
Too far away. Everyone would be dead before we got back.
Mayor Ridley has a weapon stash. His house is pretty well fortified.
We gather the men, meet at the mayor's house.
Aaron peers over the edge of the roof. The horde stares up at them, growling.
We might have a small problem. More like 20 problems.
We must get to the Jeep.
Not without a distraction.
I'll go.
Aaron notices a motorcycle laying on the grass, covered by leaves and dirt.
That's a suicide run, and I won't allow it.
Does the bike run?
Aaron points.
The carburetor doesn't function properly. I've been working on it in my spare time.
If you bypass the carburetor, you could pump the fuel directly into the engine.
Without the proper fuel-air mixture, the engine will overheat.
It only needs to get me across town. Sir, how much ammo do you have?
Amos and Hansu check their clips.
1.5 clips.
2 rounds and 1 full clip.
Think you can buy me a minute?
Good luck, Lieutenant.
Aaron smiles. Exterior house. Erin scampers down the side of the house. Running to the motorcycle, she pulls it upright, scans the engine. Amos spots the horde approaching.
Here we go.
He and Hansu open fire. A bullet hits one of the horde in the head, splattering its brains. It drops to the ground. Other bullets splatter bone and blood, but the horde ignores it. One lets out a growl at Erin. The rest follow suit, running. Amos notices the one hit in the head doesn't get back up.
Shoot them in the head.
He and Hansu shoot a few in the head. As their brains explode, they drop. Erin yanks the fuel line, redirects it.
Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up.
Erin straddles the motorcycle. She pumps the starter hard. It chokes. She pumps it again. The motorcycle roars to life so loud it attracts all the horde in the area.
Time to move.
Amos and Hansu slide down the ladder, running to the Jeep. Onjoko and his wife are steps behind them. They climb in the rear. Amos floors the engine, driving away from the house. Exterior, Bulawayo Town Center, night. A blood-curdling scream from the Anglican church bell tower as the ringing dies down. More screams, bodies piling up in the street, blood soaking into dirt. Erin rides the bike through the town center. The attention of the horde is drawn to her. Interior, Mayor Ridley's house, ceremonial chamber. Nikita chants and Shona raises the skull up in both hands. Exterior, Mayor Ridley's house. The horde surround the house. Servants slam the shutters closed, latching them. Others fire rifles at the approaching horde. Ceremonial chamber. Gunfires echo through the small room, interrupting Nikita's chants. She pauses, listening. She replaces the skull to its dais. Ridley's quarters. Nikita walks to the window. She sees the horde surround the house. She slams her hand on the window in frustration.
No!
She falls against the wall, sighs. Exterior, Mayor Ridley's house. Erin races toward the house. The bike engine glows red. Black smoke bellows from the muffler. The thunderous roar of the engine gathers the attention of the horde surrounding the house. They charge at her. Erin turns the bike hard before leaping from it. She hits the ground in a dive roll, drawing her pistol. As the horde pass the motorcycle, bang, Erin fires her pistol. Boom, the motorcycle explodes, sending the horde flying. Erin races forward through the hole she created, leaping over the flaming motorcycle and up the steps to the house. She bangs on the door. Looking back, the remaining horde turn toward her. They fill in the hole. Erin sees a shadow moving behind them. It passes over a bloody corpse lying in the street. The shadow hovers for a second, pulls the corpse to its feet, reanimating it. The corpse joins the horde. The shadow moves over another corpse, pulls it to its feet, and then again and again. Erin bangs on the door again.
Mayor Ridley, please, somebody answer.
The horde charges forward, faster, faster. The door opens. A hand pulls Erin inside. Interior, Mayor Ridley's house, foyer. As the door slams shut, one of the horde's arms gets caught. Several servants push on the door. Others try to shove the arm back through the door. Erin draws her sidearm, fires at the horde's head. It drops back, allowing them to close and secure the door.
Are you all right? Yes, you need to expect visitors. And where are your guns? This way.
Interior study. The study is laid out like any other British aristocrat's study. Mayor Ridley stands over an open gun chest with several servants handing out weapons. The servant girl leads Erin inside.
Mr. Ridley.
Good, you made it. Are your superiors here?
They're on their way. We need to regroup and secure the town.
I'm right behind you. What do you carry?
M1911.
Ridley hands her 2 clips.
You have a long rifle?
I have this old .38 hunting rifle.
I'll take it.
Ridley hands her the rifle and a box of shells.
Can you get me to the roof?
Exterior, Mayor Ridley's house, 2nd floor balcony. The servant girl leads Erin to a small balcony.
I guess this will have to do.
Erin slings the rifle over her shoulder. She jumps up to the railing, then leaps up, grabbing a piece of the balcony's roof. From there, she is able to climb up. Erin runs to the highest point of the roof. She surveys the small town, can see nearly all points where trees don't block her view. Moving toward the front, she lays down and loads several rounds into the rifle magazine, slides the bolt closed. Bang! With a precision headshot, a horde's head explodes. Erin pulls the bolt-action lever back, ejecting the cartridge. Bang! Another head explodes. Boyo Alto's town center. Hansu charges through the town center, slamming the horde with the jeep. One of the horde grabs onto the side. Bang! His head explodes. Aaron smirks, pulls back the bolt-action lever. Hansu parks the jeep in front of the house. Anjoko jumps out, races up the steps, and bangs on the door. Hansu and Amos fire their pistols, keeping the horde at bay. Shots from the roof can be heard as random horde heads explode. The servants open the door, allowing the three to enter the building. Interior foyer. Ridley meets them in the foyer. He hands off some rifles.
How secure are we?
Very.
I hope you guys have a plan.
We've managed to secure most of the townspeople on their roofs. So far, these hordes haven't figured out how to climb ladders or walls. Do you have a large vehicle? Maybe we can bring them here.
I have a stagecoach in the barn.
They'll eat your horses alive.
What if we pull the coach with the jeep?
Not sure. I'm not sure we'll have enough gas.
Well, we'll have to try. Keep your horses safe. We may need them when the time comes.
Yes, Colonel.
Tell the servant... to the servant girl. Tell the lieutenant we're going for the barn and to provide cover.
The servant girl nods, races out of the room.
We have to get back to the jeep.
This is suicide.
We can't leave these people.
And our mission?
These men won't fight knowing their home is in danger. This is our mission today.
Hansu sighs.
Yes, sir.
Hansu racks the slide on his rifle.
I want you to stay here and lead these men. Captain, you're with me.
I think that's where we ended.
That is where we ended. All right, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the problem with zombies. Always taking over things and causing chaos, just like real life. Exactly. So, all right. Entertaining. Certainly a lot of action, a lot of exploding heads. I like it when heads explode from rifle shots. It's like my thing. Ever since this is a Zapruder film, I've been like a huge fan of just exploding heads. And I mean, zombies, very hot right now. It was a lot of action. It was a lot of action, a lot of exploding heads. I liked it. Looks good.
Yep, same here. Anytime heads go kaplowy, it's always excellent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was nice and fast paced. That's definitely fitting for like a zombie apocalypse style story.
Yep, lots of action, not a lot of dialogue. That works really well in that type of story.
Yeah. In terms of constructive, I'm not quite like I'm not concerned for the characters. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I sure hope she doesn't get mauled by zombies or torn like so. In part because going back to the prior, there's a lot of characters, and the story hasn't like settled on one, so we're just following a bunch of characters, and that means you're not particularly attached to any one of them. So if you see like one that's dealing with a horde of zombies, you're like, I wonder if that character is going to survive. And it's like an academic question. You're like, okay, gee, I wonder if the writers decided that character should live or die or whatever. And I would like there to be some way to increase my emotional attachment to these characters in their plight. Anyone else?
No, I agree with you on that. Yeah, and I don't know. There was one spot where you actually, somebody actually calls them the hordes in there, which was a little weird. It might have been Ridley who does it, but
the term zombie doesn't exist yet.
Yeah,
so
it was
they don't
Amos.
Have a term. They don't have a name for them yet.
Yeah, but
they will be coined later.
The group is a horde.
Right.
You've got to. They need some sort. You need to call them. I mean, you could just call them monsters, even. But to call them, like an individual ones of them, hordes is kind of strange. Only because, horde is a collective.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not. That's all. Like, yeah, it was Amos who had said it. These hordes haven't figured out how to climb ladders or walls. It was just a little. It just kind of stuck out a little weird.
Okay.
So. And you're missing a lot of question marks. Aaron asked a lot of questions at the beginning with no question marks. Sorry.
I noticed a few of them, and I marked my script.
Okay.
I'm actually following along on a script on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to be a little weird about that kind of thing. Sorry.
That's okay.
Who's got the TV in the background?
Oh, and Preston, the only thing I would say about all the characters is that I've noticed in other zombie type stories, they typically do start out with a large group of characters.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of zombie stories and focus on the relationship of these characters and how they deal with the crisis and that kind of a thing. So,
well, I mean, you've thrown us into the action here. We're if this was a movie, then we're 15 minutes in. So first 15 minutes, and already the characters are fighting for their lives against the zombie apocalypse. So congratulations on delivering us to a conflict at breakneck speed. So because a lot of times people really take the time there, but you did, and you're like, boom, here we are. But I'm still kind of getting used to or getting to know these people, and like I'm getting to know them battling zombies, and that's tough for me to really care about whether they live or die. So if there could maybe be even if what I'd say, here would be my advice: take a little bit more time on your interactions and build the stakes into it. So when we've got, all right, so who's running out here to deal with the horde in the first few pages? Was that, all right, who's going out there with the gun? Was that
was the guy that died, right?
All right, so page 11, then they're sitting here talking, and then somebody goes out there. All right, we can't. So we got a big discussion about what they can't do, and the carburetor, and Aaron. All right, being kind of actual. So Aaron is the one who Aaron goes outside, right?
Well, they're all on the roof.
Okay, they're all on the roof, right? So I feel like if you could slow the pace of the action down a little bit and have more of a discussion with Aaron and the group about why she's going. Because it's unusual if we have a group of men and women. It's unusual to select a woman to be the one to go out and put their life in danger. And if we could have a bit more of a discussion about why this person is risking their life, the stakes, the fact that they really desperately don't want to die, and maybe don't feel that this risk is appropriate for them. I feel like they would be a bit more relatable. And then we would be more concerned. That would be kind of my thoughts, I think. Anyone else?
No.
Okay. All right. There we go, John. So, hey, if you're not getting a lot of constructives, well, that means you must be doing something right.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. We got... all right. Well, unfortunately, Moby is not here. He's presented some new pages in the Writers Discord. I'm going to wait and see if he makes an appearance before we get on to the badassery. But that is a pretty cool title. All right. So next we got Primal Chaos, right?
Yes.
Yes. by Larry Holder, who is a contestant, as is John. So, but John this isn't the Wizard's Daughter, right?
No.
Yeah, clearly not.
No. This script is worth a little bit more to me than $2,000.
Oh, okay, got it. Fair enough. All right.
Gotcha.
So, but you're still going with the Wizard's Daughter, right? We're going to see. I mean, I need to kind of finish the script. I don't know if we're going to see another pass through, or if you're pretty much done with it.
No, I'm gonna rewrite it and I'll submit it by the deadline and go with it as it is. There's a few things that I'm gonna tweak in it, but it's not really going to change much.
Right.
I'm just gonna it was really short, so I'm gonna flesh out a couple things, explain some things, and I think that'll fill in some time and go with it as it is. And if not, it might be Angel of Darkness. Might be my
could be. All right. Larry.
Yeah.
All right. Here we are on page 11.
I suppose you need me to fill in what's happened so far in brief.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense other than that. All right. So Samuel is a fallen angel. He is
and a jerk.
Yeah. He has he was part of Lucifer's army, the ones that rebelled against God. So he was cast out, and he fell into a rip in the universe and ended up in this presence of this entity called Chaos. Chaos decided to empower him and send him to Earth. So he lands on Earth. He starts wreaking havoc. He kills a young innocent girl. The blood sort of reactivates his soul.
Right.
He falls into the sewer, wakes up, and finds these two thugs attacking this young boy.
Right.
So he decides he's going to intervene. So he decides to kill one of the thugs, and that's where we're picking up right here. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, did we get a story explanation behind why he went from killing the girl to rescuing the boy?
It's just the reactivation of his soul, basically.
It was kind of flashbacky.
Yeah,
it was like a change in the color of his eyes and the lightning and all that kind of stuff. It was all visual. I remember.
Okay. All right.
His empathy got turned back on.
That's right. The light bulb. Yeah.
his empathy sensor was a little haywire, but
the LED switched colors, and yeah.
All right. Okay, so assign the parts.
All right. So there's, I think, 4 parts. There's the skinny thug.
Me.
Oh yeah.
And the fat thug, and
I probably have to be the fat thug from.
Okay, you can be the fat.
What Vicky tells me. So.
Yeah. Samuel and the young man Farouk. So yeah, I guess Vicky can be the skinny thug. Preston can be the fat thug.
Yeah.
John can be Farouk, or the young man, I guess he's called in the script. So, and I guess that leaves Samuel if William's around. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay. And I'll do the narration. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so page 11. Close up on the young man's face as a splash of blood splatters over him. A crunchy, squishy sound effect should be added.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, Moby. What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Moby.
Yeah.
Y'all doing?
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
All right, man. We had a storm in Jersey, so there was some power outages. You know?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Well,
We had that
whose
one last
fault is it
night.
You live in Jersey.
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
All right, so page 11, panel 1. Close up on the young man's face as a splash of blood splatters over him. A crunchy, squishy sound effect should be added. He remains silent and in shock.
But I would say, all right, since this is comic script, you could get away with that in a screenplay, but in a comic script, you need to actually put, SFX : and then whatever the sound effect is.
Okay.
Because, like letterers, letterers got to put a lot of work into, and particularly if it's like a sound effect, it's got to be really big. It's not like, just like cut, it's not just typing in on appropriate font like that. They actually have to create or something what the sound effect is, and they are not very humorous about like I put time into creating this sound effect, and you're going, that's not quite right. So they want you to say what it is it's supposed to be.
Okay.
That they're supposed to create.
Fair enough. Okay. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Panel 2, wide shot, looking down the tunnel. Samuel is on the right of the panel, his massive frame towering over the lifeless body of the fat thug now laying at his feet. The young man is still sitting pressed against the wall of the left side of the panel, not moving an inch, still looking in shock up towards Samuel. The skinny thug is between them a little further down the tunnel. He grips his head with both of his hands, screaming in terror. He still has the pipe in his right hand.
What the fuck? What the flying fuck?
Panel 3, view from behind the skinny thug. Samuel stands in front of him, glaring down.
What Moby. Is that Moby? Okay.
I think it's Moby.
Hold on. Okay, I muted him for a little bit. No, that is not Moby. All right, I'm not.
No, it's William.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
All right. William. Yeah, you're right. That was William. Okay.
It was William. Sorry, Moby. Sorry to label him on the new guy.
Yeah. Because I'm from Jersey.
Yeah.
Hey, William, you're free to unmute yourself whenever you want to.
Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Let's try again. Panel 3, view from behind the skinny thug. Samuel stands in front of him, glaring down, a deadly serious expression on his face. His right eye goes. Oh.
William, for some reason,
are you listening to this dream?
William?
Yeah, I think he's got to close the video on YouTube.
Yeah. And
what's going on?
Get some headphones.
Oh, headphones. Yeah. Give me a ball. I just gotta get.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Go ahead. All right. I'm gonna mute you while you're getting your headphones. Okay. So go ahead.
All right. Where were we here now?
Panel 3.
Yes. His right eye glows bright blue. The skinny thug remains in the same position, muttering curses to himself. Artist note: add a floating curse words around the skinny thug. Samuel speaks to him in an ancient dead language.
Your desire.
Go ahead.
You desire harm against your fellow man. In his name, I bring judgment.
I'm so terrified of.
Awesome. Panel 4. View looking towards the skinny thug. He reels back his arm with the pipe in hand, ready to strike Samuel. Page 12, panel 1. View from the left side, close up on the skinny thug's head, as Samuel quickly wraps his hand around it from the front.
His commandment to me: extinguish the enemies of creation.
Panel 2. Close up on Samuel's face as he turns his head to react to a voice coming from behind him. Text should be coming from the left side of the page.
Fucking hell, man. That shit hurt.
Panel 3. Samuel facing the reader, his head turned, looking over his shoulder to the direction of the voice coming from behind him. The headless body of the fat thug is now standing where he fell. The young man is still seated, pressed against the wall of the tunnel on the right side of the page. He screams.
Fuck, you got me good. I bought a new hat for this body, too.
Panel 4. Samuel releases the skinny thug. He falls backwards onto the ground. Samuel is three-quarter turned to face the viewer, looking towards the headless body of the fat thug. The fat thug's leg can be seen coming slightly off frame from the left side of the panel. In the foreground, the young man is still pressed against the wall on the left side between the two. Samuel glares towards the fat thug, his right eye now blazing blue.
Diamond.
Page 13, panel 1. Wide shot. Full figure of the fat thug now revealing his demon form. A large worm-like head with a huge smiling maw of hundreds of crooked, jagged teeth and hundreds of eyes has risen up from the hole where his head once was. It speaks to Samuel.
You stink like an angel. But that ain't possible since you're not allowed in this world physically. The astral plane must really be doing a number on these barriers your pop setup. And no matter, let me introduce myself. I'm Belphegor, Demon Lord of Sloth. No autographs, please.
Panel 2, close up on Samuel's face as he glares coldly towards Belphegor, his left eye glowing intensely, more blue. He threatens Belphegor.
Diamond, your existence is not permitted here.
Panel 3, close up on Belphegor's face. He laughs as he speaks to Samuel. His teeth drip and spit dark, viscous liquid, his many eyes bulging and looking in different directions.
Judging by this gibberish you're speaking, I'm guessing you don't understand a word I'm saying. Vanth, let's give him some education, teach him some normal talk. I'm far too tired to be figure out what the fuck he's saying.
Page 14, panel 1. Wide shot looking down the tunnel behind Samuel. The skinny thug is on his feet again, his face distorted, his smile too wide to fit his head. His eyes have turned pure white, his arms and legs have doubled in length. Panel 2, wide shot from the left side of the tunnel. The transformed skinny thug, Vanth, lunges at Samuel's back at supersonic speeds, his arm outstretched towards him. Panel 3, front view of Samuel, waist high. Vanth has wrapped his arms and legs around Samuel in an X formation, restraining his arms. He grins his unnatural smile over Samuel's shoulder. The shocked look is seen on Samuel's face. He's had no time to react. Panel 4, close up on Vanth's head as he bends it unnaturally backwards. His jaw snaps open wide like a snake about to swallow an egg. Panel 5, same composition as last panel. Vanth envelops Samuel's head in his mouth. Page 15, panel 1, same composition as last panel. Vanth's entire head glows a pale blue aura to the point where it looks transparent, and red energy bolts arc from his eyes. The outline of Samuel's head can be seen screaming through the transparency of Vanth's glowing head. Panel 1, insert. Close-up of Belphegor's drooling mouth.
On second thought, I don't feel like playing today. Just bite the fucking head off.
Panel 2, close-up on Samuel's left arm. Sharp blades of metal and bone stick out in all directions, ripping through Vanth's left arm that was wrapped around Samuel's body. Excuse me. Panel 3, wide shot from the front. Vanth's left arm and leg explode into chunks as the small blades expand further out. A purple aura forms around Samuel's left arm up the base of his neck. Vanth's mouth is still wrapped around his head. Panel 4, close up on Vanth's head as the purple energy starts to emanate from Samuel's head inside of his mouth. Smoke is seen starting to billow from Vanth's eyes, ears, and edge of his mouth. Page 16. Splash page. Samuel stands tall, screaming to the heavens, his arms spread fully out to his sides. His full-size arm blade on his left arm has reformed. Bolts of purple energy shoot from his left eye and arm, impacting the wall of the sewer, causing sparks against the metal pipes running along the tunnel. Vanth has completely exploded behind him into a cloud of blood, core, and bursts of purple, red, and blue energy. The explosion silhouettes Samuel with a wider portion near his back that gives him the illusion of wings. Excuse me.
That's not a fallen angel, it's a fallen chipmunk. Comment from the peanut gallery.
All right.
But Robot Mechanic is really, really loving the pages so far. So.
Cool. Page 17, panel 1. Close-up look on Belphegor as his many eyes glare towards Samuel as his mouth is gaped open in shock.
What in sweet fucking hell are you?
Panel 2, close-up on Samuel's eyes. He glares forward, his left eye burning with purple energy, his right eye glowing faint blue.
Erebus, no, Samuel.
Panel 3, wide shot. The torso of the fat thug has ripped open, revealing more of Belphegor. His lower half is a mass of hundreds of intestine-like tentacles with large claw-shaped spikes coming out of each one. They have formed into the shape of a flower-shaped mouth. Drool and bile spit forth from his mouth as he screams at Samuel.
Well, Sammy, now you're fucking dead.
Page 18, panel 1. Close up on Belphegor. Yeah, page 18, yeah. Close up on Belphegor's face as his mouth opens wide in a gasp and his eyes appear to roll backwards. Panel 2. Wide shot from behind Belphegor. Samuel has rushed past him and is facing the reader. He kneels in the crouch position as if he's just landed from a jump. His left arm is extended out. His blade glows bright purple. Steam rolls off of it. Behind him stands Belphegor. An explosion of blood and guts is seen erupting from where the fat thug's chest section used to be. Samuel has cleaved the demon in two. Panel 3. Looking down. Wide shot. The fat thug's body has fallen on the floor of the tunnel. Belphegor's head slivers out of the top half and starts moving towards the young man, now standing, but still pinned in fear against the wall. The young man yells towards Samuel, still kneeling where he landed, not moving an inch. Samuel's still kneeling where he landed, not moving an inch.
Just fucking great. If I knew physical form would be this annoying, I would have been content to just stay in hell and relax. Hey, boy, why not just let me consume you? Help old Uncle Belphegor out here, will you?
Mister, I hate to be a pain, but this thing ain't dead yet.
Close up on Belphegor's slimy. Panel 4. Close up on Belphegor's slimy, bleeding, blistering head, snaking towards the young man, fluids dripping out of his eyes and mouth.
Give me that soul, boy.
Panel 19. Page 19, panel 1. Similar layout to last panel. Samuel's blade slices down through Belphegor's head, cleaving it in two. Panel 2. Shot looking down. Belphegor's body and head erupt into purple flames. It also catches the remains of the fat thug on fire, too. The young man shields his face from the flames. Samuel stands motionless, facing the young man, absorbing most of the blaze under him. Panel 3. Close up on the young man's face as he peeks out between the cracks of his arms.
Holy shit, please don't hurt me, I'm not one of them.
Panel 4. View from behind the young man as Samuel stares coldly down at him, his left eye still blazing purple, his right eye burning blue.
You.
Panel 5. Close up on the young man's face from the side. Samuel has gripped his right hand over the young man's head. The young man's left eye is seen visible through the cracks between Samuel's fingers. Tears roll down his eyes as and over Samuel's hand. Page 20, panel 1. Same layout as last panel. Samuel has moved his hand down to wipe the tear from the young man's face. Panel 2. Close up on Samuel's face as he looks down at the young man. The purple light in his left eye has faded to a soft glow. His other eye blazes bright blue.
Forgive me. I am confused. You are safe.
Panel 3. Close up on the young man's face as he looks up at Samuel's imposing form. An uncomfortable look of fear and anxiety is written on his features as he replies.
That makes two of us here, dude. And I'd feel a little safer if you'd back off a bit there.
Panel 4. Wide shot from above. Samuel backs away from the young man.
I am sorry. I still not fully understand where I am or how I got here. I am not even sure what I am.
Panel 5. Wide shot looking towards the young man over Samuel's shoulder. The young man gestures up with his hands, expressing his confusion. His face still expressing fear and panic as he replies.
Like I fucking know. First these fucking junkies try to rob and rape me. They chase me down here, you bust out and go all roid rage on them, and they're actually fucking demons or some shit, and you nuke them in like 2 seconds with your fucking sword arm thingy and your glowing eye shit. Dude, what the actual fuck is happening here? Am I high or just fucking crazy?
And
here we go.
Cut. So, that's good. I like that. You know, we're getting some positive. We're getting some positive respect. Give me that soul, boy.
Yeah. That was
I had to put that in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had some memorable dialogue. We got epic clash of heaven and hell. Definitely feeling a lot of Spawn on this one.
Yeah.
But people love Spawn, so that's
Sure.
good. Yeah, no, I mean, good job. I like it.
Yeah, I
technically,
really like it.
but so technically, heaven is high up in the sky, so therefore the air pressure is lower. Therefore, their voices would be high pitched.
There we go.
True. Yeah. That's some soul logic there. Yeah.
Thanks, William. Yeah, I love the pace of it's really good. Lots of good action. Not too much dialogue, but enough to get us where we need to go.
Mhm.
It was really good, Larry.
Yeah, correct me wrong. That shot where he cleaves the demon in half. I mean, that's going for like an anime-esque trope, right? Where like he cuts him, it doesn't show, and then like a panel later, he like splits in two.
Yeah. Well, I mean that influences a lot of my work stuff from anime, so can't help.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I know like some movies like Underworld tried to pull that off, and it looks very awkward in live action, but in animation and comic book form, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Underworld did the. There's still a moment of functionality to the body that's been cut in half. I'm like, well, probably not. But then again, you're dealing with vampires, so maybe. But I don't know. That causes you to ask, like, what is vampire physiology? Which prompts.
You're thinking too much, Preston.
I think
they just looks cool. Yeah. That's all.
Your brain still functions when it's been severed from your body, so
It's
anything's
true.
possible.
Yeah, for a brief moment, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
John?
Oh, dude, I love this. I can't mention the ways. Visually, it's gorgeous. I love the use of colors. I love the use, the comedic lines in the dialogue just felt spot on. It added a sense of brevity to all of this dark imagery that was going on, and I thought it balanced everything really, really well. And some of your visuals and the way you write, like previously mentioned about the body exploding, was just really, really well written, and I thought it was really good.
Thanks. That's really awesome. Yeah, I thought that the demons should be real sarcastic jackasses that seem to fit them really well. So,
Moby.
Yeah.
Well, to me, man, it sounded like you had fun with it. A lot of times when people do a story where it takes place in hell, it's too serious. Like they know they're demons. They're enjoying their life. So to me, you added that comedy to it, and like you said, to me, I forget the main villain in Spawn. Forget that demon, his name, the clown, but. Yeah, to me, you added life to it, man. It can't be too serious, especially if they already know they're demons, So solid to me,
man. Constructive.
Oh, yeah.
Moby.
Ooh.
Well, to me, I mean, he had the pacing. To me, the energy was right. The pacing was done well. I don't have much problems. Odds are the only issue you might have, maybe if editor might say certain parts of grammar, you might need to add a few quotations or something like that. But other than that, the pacing, it was done well. It's a good roller coaster.
I don't really have anything.
John?
I would say the formatting seemed a little confusing in places. This is actually my second time. I read it earlier this afternoon, and the first time I read it, I had a hard time understanding everything that was going on. This time, I found it a little bit easier, having previously read it. I think one thing that may help is to just, when you're visualizing your panels, the way you describe your panels, they're all wall of text. So I would start by breaking them down, and I would also think about your panels in a consistent direction. So describe your panel from left to right. So what's happening on the left side of the panel, what's in the middle, the right, or front to backward. Describe this is what's going on in the foreground, and then behind him is this, and then behind him is that, and try to make your panels, and then break those into paragraphs. So like, so if you're going to describe Samael, well, he is in the center of the panel, so he is the focal point. So you describe what he's doing first. Then you describe what's going on behind him. So you do a new paragraph, and then you describe what's going on behind him. And then you want to describe what's going on behind that. So then you do a third paragraph and describe what's going on behind that. And I think it'll help orient us as readers and your artist to know what should be forefront and how to visualize that panel a little bit. I think it'll go on. The only other comment I had was on the final piece of dialogue, is that literally your character just recapped everything we just spent the last 20 pages reading. We don't need all that. I think you can really just have him just basically, I don't have the line in front of me, but he can just basically say, what the actual fuck, what the hell is going on? That kind of thing. And then, I don't think we need the recap, because we're not learning anything new in that. So I would say
that makes sense.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah, sorry about that, John.
No, I was going to say, I think is if you can find a way to describe your panel, write your panels in a way that's a little bit more clear, and I think it'll go a long way to helping people read it and understand what's actually happening and not getting lost in it. But other than that, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I guess my issue, I was actually confusing myself. I had to go back and rewrite it a few times because of the directional change from left to right on the view. But anyway, yeah, I can probably break it down a little bit easier than that. So
yeah, just remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So you literally so you basically have to write 1,000 words to describe one picture.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
It's okay. Just make it so that it's easy for us to know exactly what it is you're thinking in your head. So you can go left to right, or you can go with center to outward, whatever it works, either for that particular panel or whatever, just however you want to focus on, whatever you want to focus on in that particular panel.
Right.
Yeah, just keep it consistent. So like if you're going from like foreground to background, so you have your foreground, like say Samael's in the foreground, then go from left to right in the background, or from right to left in the background. But always try to keep like the directions the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Other than, look, excellent pages. Good stuff.
Thanks.
All right. We have badass number 1. So, Moby, this is not Gatsby and Guinevere, nor is this Turbine. We're going off in a different direction today, I see. Or is it Turbine? I don't know.
It's not Turbine.
Moby muted himself.
Hey, my bad. I got lost on the tabs.
Hey, that's what happens in Jersey.
Yeah. I just want to show them, I just want Premiere keep showing people you could keep writing, you could keep jumping, keep doing other series. You got to keep busy and keep flexing your creativity, keep expanding, and but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to read the first 10 pages. You want to assign the parts for us?
Sure. Let me see.
I see a McNeil Sapphire and a Julene Sapphire.
Julene could be Vicky.
Right.
Preston, you could be you'll be the thugs.
Okay.
I think people like to see Preston play the role of a criminal.
I
bet. So I'll Larry could be McNeil.
Okay.
And I think that's about it. There ain't that many roles on this one. Oh yeah,
Little girl.
Vicky could be the daughter.
Okay.
And then we're gonna need a narrator.
We could have John be the narrator.
John be the narrator. Okay.
All right.
All right, John, start us off.
You want to bring the pages up?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
That helps, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Baddest badass number 1. Page 1, panel 1. In the future year 2575, tropical city flying vehicle, be it based on truck, cars, tall sky, rainy night. As Neil Sapphire in his flying motorcycle without a trailer toward a large condo, wearing leather pants.
Is flying his motorcycle.
Is flying his motorcycle. No, I got stuck on motorcycle without a trailer. I didn't know that motorcycles usually had trailers. I'm sorry. As Neil Sapphire is his flying motorcycle without a trailer
towards a large condo,
wearing leather
pants. Boots,
so his condo is wearing leather pants, boots, shirtless, covered in scars. Okay. Panel 2. McNeil is parking the truck on the driveway.
Oh, and by the way, scars doesn't have an E. Otherwise, it's scary.
My bad. Typo.
That happens.
Panel 3. Julene Sapphire has the front door open, dressed extremely sexually, as McNeil Sapphire is walking toward her. Panel 4. McNeil is holding Julene, who has her legs wrapped around his waist, hugging him.
If you're this excited to hold me, just wait till you feel me entering you.
I'm not Julene.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go Vic.
I'm sorry.
I'll do it.
He can do it as long as the thrusts are rough and hard.
There we go.
Panel 5. Both naked in Julene's bedroom. McNeil has his legs holding on to a chandelier, while Julene, screaming, has her legs wrapped around his waist, as he has his penis inside of her privates. They are right above the bed. Ooh, so
wow. Okay.
An X-rated comic.
Hanging from the chandelier and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, I guess we open the book. You're gonna go. Wow, what's this about? Okay.
Hey, this isn't gonna get deep. This isn't gonna get deep. Are you gonna get demonetized for this?
I never monetize the streams anyway.
So. Page 6.
Or panel 6. Yeah, that should be panel 6.
Panel 6. McNeil and Julene are falling toward the bed. Otherwise, I was going to say that's really weird for one page.
Yeah.
Page 2, panel 1. McNeil is on the bed smoking a cigar, naked beside Julene, who is holding on to him, both completely naked.
Sorry, I just never looked forward to this day. I always thought we had more time, my love.
I pushed myself to earn to the edge and still came up short.
Panel 2. Julene is kissing McNeil on the side of the head, both still on the bed, naked.
I know you'll find a way through. After all, you're always looking towards tomorrow, right?
You know me well, sweetheart.
Panel 3. Later that morning, in front of the porch, Julene is hugging the 10-year-old.
It's Safina.
Safina.
Oh, Safina. Okay. Is hugging the 10-year-old Safina in tears as McNeil, now wearing casual clothes, oh, thank God, standing behind RV. Caption later that morning.
Mommy, what's wrong with... Mommy, what's wrong? Daddy and me are just going to the park. Baby, I know. Mommy just loves you so much. I love you too, Mommy.
Panel 4. Julene is waving goodbye in tears as Safina, who is running toward McNeil. Panel 5. Julene is on her knees in tears as McNeil is holding on to Safina with one hand and lever on the other hand, which is pulling them upwards toward the RV. Safina is waving goodbye to Julene. Panel 3. Or page 3. Panel 1. Late at night, Safrina, resting on her back, is staring at the sky, looking at the stars, sitting on the rooftop of the flying RV roof beside McNeil, who has his arms around her.
Daddy, why are there so many stars up there?
Well, baby girl, the stars are the fiery souls of those that shine too bright during life to go dim in the afterlife.
Aw. Panel 2.
Very poetic, Moby.
Thank you.
Very.
Panel 2. Morning bedroom inside the RV. Safrina is waking up, rubbing her eyes. The floor below covered in blood. Caption, early morning.
Daddy, where are you? I'm hungry.
Come outside, I'm trying to catch us lunch.
Catch us lunch.
Panel 3. Safrina is in awe as she looks to see her father McNeil fishing shirtless with nothing on other than his blood-stained cargo shorts, covered in open wounds. McNeil is holding a fishing rod, sitting with his feet off to the edge of the RV toward the lake water below. The RV is floating over the forest lake. Also, Safrina has her head sticking out of the roof entrance on top of the RV.
That's right, baby girl. We're in the great outdoors, and breakfast just needs a bite to bite the bait.
Oh gosh, Daddy.
Yep, quite a sight, huh?
Panel 4. Safrina is crying, hugging Michael McNeil, who is covered in open wounds and sores.
Daddy, who hurt you?
Well, go and grab the first aid kit. I'll tell you who ish they did more than hurt me.
Page 4, panel 1. Interior bar? Okay. The night before, McNeil is sitting at a bar on a bar stool, drinking from a jug of beer. B watching the game as 13 men of various weight and height are walking toward him, with the one in the front looking at a projected piece of paper in front of his face. The bar is barely packed, so there are a few people seated and drinking. Caption, last night.
Been a while since I got my hands on such a good ale. If only the team on the screen was as good. Well, you can't have two pulses. Most of the time, it's a plus and a minus, I suppose.
Panel 2. Man number 3 is aiming the projection of a portrait of McNeil right on his face with a look of excitement as the remaining men stand behind him.
If you don't mind me asking, Guy, is this you on the picture, or do I need a set of prescription lenses?
Looks nothing like me. I'm more of an average 10 kind of guy, and that guy is clearly just a 10.
Is that so?
Panel 3. Man number 3 is drinking McNeil's beer with his middle finger toward McNeil, who appears enraged as the other men are drawing closer with their knuckles clenched.
Excuse me, BS gets me really fucking thirsty.
Panel number 3. McNeil is kicking his bar stool right into the chest of man number 3, knocking him backward and causing his beer to fall out of his hands as the other men charge toward him. Panel 4. McNeil is performing a backflip toward the top of the bar as the remaining men charge toward him and the bartender is seen running away. Page 5. Panel 1. One of the bar guests is hitting man number 7 from behind with a pole stick. Panel 2. A brawl is going between the guests of the bar and the remaining 12 men, as McNeil is standing on the bar with 2 beer jugs as man number 5 and man number 9 are attempting to grab him. Panel number 3. McNeil is smashing one of the 2 beer jugs over his head of man number 5 and man number 9. Panel 4. Back to present. Safrina is placing bandages over McNeil, who is still fishing and now is covered in bandage wraps.
I thought you said no to fighting and roughhousing with bads, Daddy.
Sadly, baby sweets, it's not that easy.
Okay, Daddy, all done.
Well, not a single bite. I was hoping to keep this. I was hoping to keep this over the lake. Well, it's not. Sorry, it is not what it is. Not what it should be.
Panel 4. McNeil and Safrina are looking at a small boat packed with supplies coming out of the RV back door of the roof.
Daddy, thought we were having breakfast in the kitchen.
Well, baby sweets, we're going on a trip to the woods to turn you from a sweetheart to the baddest badass you can be.
Daddy, I thought being bad wasn't good.
Panel 5. McNeil is bending down, staring at Sabrina with tears streaming down his eyes.
Daddy, are you okay?
If only I made enough, I wouldn't have to I wouldn't have to turn over your innocence to the pit of sin that lies ahead. Oh, nothing at all, baby sweets. Just got something in my eye.
Page 6. Panel 1. McNeil is pointing toward the forest as Sabrina is still on the boat that's on the shore. Caption. Moments later.
Baby sweets, we're going to be spending some time in the woods.
Why, Daddy?
Because I need to prepare you for the side of the world that only respects survival, baby sweets.
Panel 2. McNeil is facing Sabrina, who is crying beside their very advanced camping tent and equipment. Both Sabrina and McNeil are dressed for the wilderness with hunting gear on.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Well, baby sweets, in the wilderness you only get to eat if you hunt. If only she knew that at this moment would be the beginning of letting go of her innocence in preparation for such a blood-soaked life. Oh, I pray that sweetheart of hers doesn't drown after the loss of her innocence. Ah.
Are they going hunting, or is he selling her into sex slavery?
Daddy,
I mean, that's what it sounds like. Right.
TMI.
Panel number 3. A wild boar and her 3 piglets are eating besides McNeil and Sabrina, who are taking cover behind a tree. McNeil has a strange futuristic launcher gun in his hand. Panel 4. McNeil is firing the launcher toward the wild boar and her piglets.
All right.
Panel 5. McNeil is standing over the wild boar and the 3 piglets that all have their legs tied together by the rope from the launcher, with Sabrina behind him in tears holding onto the gun.
McNeil.
Baby sweets, I know you're scared, but today you have to be brave. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, baby sweets, I know you're scared today, but you have to be brave. Just not for Daddy, but from now on.
Page 7, Panel 1. McNeil is on his knees facing one of the piglets while holding the knife as Sabrina watches in tears.
Look, baby sweets, don't look away because you'll have to do this next.
Panel 2. McNeil stabs the piglet right through the head, blood spewing out as the other piglets helplessly watch. Panel 3. Both on their knees, McNeil is holding Sabrina's hand as she is holding on to the knife that was once in his hand below her, the piglet.
Look, baby sweets, I need you to be a big girl for Daddy.
Daddy, I don't want it. This is just too...
Panel 3. McNeil has Sabrina facing him, both still on their knees. Sabrina is in tears.
Look, baby sweets, I need you to be strong and ready when the survival calls, because you're not. All that awaits you is the Reaper. Baby sweets, I don't mean to be mean to put you through this, but there's something you must be prepared for to face, and taking life will be the only way to prepare you for what's to come.
Panel 4. Sabrina is stabbing right through the piglet's head with the helping hand of McNeil as blood spews out. Panel 5. Sabrina is covered in blood. Sabrina is covered in blood in tears as McNeil is holding on to her with a smile.
You're no longer my baby sweets. From now on, you're the baddest badasses.
Panel 5. Sabrina is stabbing the 3rd piglet on her own as McNeil watches.
With every piercing motion, I saw her cast aside her innocence. Were it due to worry, I would be consumed by guilt for lacking the ability to shield nor protect her. But in knowing it's of my guidance, I'll find solace in it.
Page 8, Panel 1. McNeil is standing on the head of the mother wild boar, pointing at Sabrina, who is covered in blood and tears, holding the knife.
Look, you're not done yet.
Daddy, I'm tired.
Look, you're not my baby sweets. You're the baddest badass. There's no turning back after what you've done.
But Daddy, you...
But nothing, young lady. You finish it. There's no mercy in depriving a mother of its children and leaving it to live mourning.
If you kill the mother, you're not going to eat tomorrow. Panels 2 through 4. Different angles of Sabrina stabbing the mother boar on the stomach, with even a panel of the mother boar shaking and bleeding, with blood flying everywhere. Panel 5. McNeil is staring at Sabrina, who is covered in blood, with her hands on the mother boar, catching her breath.
As I bear witness to her seeking to catch her breath after performing such an act of savagery, it was the lack of tears wept that meant more words than I could spare. She can now walk amongst the sins of my past desperately. Desperately, sorry.
Page 9, panel 1. McNeil is holding to Sabrina's hand with one hand while pushing a hovering cart and piglets and the mother boar on top, both still covered in blood.
Daddy, what did I...
What of
Oh,
it?
Daddy, what I did. Sorry.
Oh. What of it?
I can't feel about it.
Well, that's a sign of leaving what you've done where the act was committed and not carrying it around as a passenger towards what lies ahead.
Panel 2. McNeil is facing Sabrina in tears, on his knees, hugging her.
Look here, baby sweets. What you done back there is sadly what you'll require to make it past the quills of life and that lie ahead. And I swear, if there was another way,
Daddy, I know. That was the second time in my life I'd witnessed my father in tears. Prior to this, I was a mere toddler. During that moment, I was unable to feel the weight of his tears. I just knew from then on that him bearing tears was a sign of my failure to keep him at ease.
Panel 3. Sabrina is sitting on top of McNeil's shoulders with a smile as he pushes the hover cart forward with a look of absolute focus.
From there on, tears would I never bear, for Daddy deserved all the happiness.
looks as though the show of tears pushed her further back into mastering her emotions on behalf of keeping away from depriving the calm. Looks like she'll have to live up to what it takes to survive the road and what lies ahead unbroken. The baddest badass, after all. My daughter.
Panel 4. McNeil is jumping backwards as a large grizzly bear is leaping toward them from the forest in front of them. Page 10. Panel 1. The grizzly is standing up roaring. McNeil is running toward it with Sabrina still on his shoulders in shock.
We're not out of the woods yet, baby sweets. Hang on.
Daddy, that's a bear.
And you're the baddest badass, remember?
McNeil is passing Sabrina a gun as the grizzly charges toward them.
Look, take this and prove to the grizzly that you're not his meal, but the baddest badass.
Panel 3. McNeil is jumping over the grizzly as Sabrina is firing the tranquilizer gun at the grizzly below. Panel 4. McNeil is pushing the hover cart at full speed. The grizzly bear is on the ground unconscious, behind them covered in tranquilizer darts, and one piglet on top of his stomach. Panel 5. Sitting beside the campfire, Sabrina and McNeil both eating some of the wild boar piglet that was roasted over the fire, while the mother boar is rotisserie over the fire besides the RV on a campfire.
All right.
That was not badass. That was making of a sociopath.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. That was interesting. It's very emotionally evocative. That's for sure. It's. I'm not sure where the story is exactly going, but I'm
not sure where it's coming from.
Yeah, but it's look, I care about these characters and I want to see what happens to them. So And I'm always a sucker for a relationship between a dad and a daughter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's an interesting story. I mean, at least it didn't get the video banned or something like that. For explicit content.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not. I read it earlier, and even listening to it again, I'm still kind of just like absorbing it, but I like it.
Yeah, you need to add like dialogue to like the lovemaking scene.
Or not. Or not. I don't know how much talking, is it possible to do while you're hanging from a chandelier?
Exactly. We do have a constructive note. It is inconsistent in how the father refers the daughter as both Baby Sweets and Baddest Badass. After he says he'll no longer call her Baby Sweets, I did notice that he says from now on you're Baddest Badass, but then he goes back to calling her Baby Sweets.
And and it doesn't have to be every time they talk to each other. Like every time she talks to him, she doesn't have to say daddy. And every time he talks to her, he doesn't have to call her Baby Sweets. I think what I would do with her is when it's an extremely emotional moment, like when she first wakes up and the floor of the RV is covered in blood, you would say daddy. But when she's just sitting there talking with him, I wouldn't do it so much. I wouldn't do it. I would only do it for emphasis, because she's a child and you call for your parents when you're, in that kind of situation. I would imagine her calling for her dad when she's distressed and using that term during those heightened emotional moments. Does that make sense? The same with him. He doesn't have to call her Baby Sweets all the time. Because we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. That just feels a little repetitive. But other than that, I like it.
Thank you.
John, have you gone?
Well, so I thought the future world was interesting. So I'll start with my. I didn't really go into that. So I thought the future world was interesting. I'm always, I love cyberpunk and that kind of stuff. So I'm always fascinated when other people play with that kind of a world and how they visualize future tech and what things would be like. A hovering RV that you can park in the middle of a lake. That kind of stuff. That's cool. So that kind of stuff, I'm a sucker for. For constructives, I felt like the tone of the beginning didn't the tone of your porno opening didn't quite match the tone of your training of a sociopath. And if you weren't going for him training her to be a sociopath, then you desperately need to rewrite how that was the dialogue and the exchange and his thoughts. I also think killing all 4 of them was probably a bit overdone. If he's basically just trying to teach her survival, taking a pampered future girl who's probably, used to eating meals that go in the microwave for 10 seconds and turn a pill into a banquet, like a lot of people think of in future movies. But he wants to take her out and teach her how to hunt and how to survive in the wilderness. I think that's a really, really cool idea, especially for this kind of a movie, because you never know where a story like this is going to go. But I'm also thinking is, unless with hunting and survival also comes a respect for the land and a respect for the animals. And I would consider, okay, how much would they realistically going to eat? And then I would think, okay, just, have them only hunt what they're going to need to eat, either for that day or for the next day. And then you can still instruct that and then word it like I think it was it Avatar? I think it was Avatar where they went the first time. What's his face? I don't remember any of the character names because I saw the movie like when it came out and that was it. But when they first went out hunting, I think they shot one of the animals with an arrow. Unless I'm getting my movies mixed up, someone can correct me. But then the female, the alien, went over and she said a prayer or something over the animal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, thank you, universes, for giving us this food. That kind of a respect, even though they did hunt, even though they did kill the animal, there was still this kind of respect for the animal. And that's kind of, so that's kind of where I'm thinking, Big Steve might be right, but that's kind of where I'm thinking, like, if you're not trying to turn her into an assassin, then that would also lean more into the actual survival aspect, and then you teach respect for the land, and then you cook, and then you eat it, and all that kind of stuff. The thing with the grizzly also is confusing, but anyway, so I'll just go with that.
Yeah. William, have you gone?
Yeah, I kind of agree with the same thing. It's like, it sounds like an interesting story, and I feel like I'd like to know more. And yeah, I mean, I definitely thought the dialogue sounded very consistent with the child, so that's always good because some writers have issues writing dialogue for children, which is why certain characters that are kids tend to sound a little too, I don't know, like adults or teenagers.
Right. Yeah. For me, yeah, I don't know that we needed the bear. I don't think the bear necessarily added anything. I mean, like, where did the trank gun come from? That I don't know. It just seemed weird. But you know, I like killing the pigs. That was cool. Very emotional stuff. So yeah, I really don't have a lot. You need to kind of clean up there's a ton of typos and clean up the formatting. But other than that, it's an interesting start to a story. So we want to see where that goes.
Well, to say Big Steve's, he got it 100%. What I'm doing, the script is basically a father's an assassin, and he's got to prepare his daughter for when she has to become an assassin because, I kept foreshadowing he owes a debt that he can't pay, and
right,
she might have to be the sacrifice for that. So he's preparing her to be ready to kill.
He's turning her into Hannah.
So he's turning her into a sociopath. So if that's so, you have to do it delicately because I would say right now, based on these pages, if he is training her to be an assassin, he's training her to be a sociopath, and I don't like him for that. So if that is where the story is going, I immediately don't like him, and I am not going to feel a darn thing when he runs into the assassins that he owes a debt for. I'm going to say good riddance to that piece of trash. And if he sells his daughter to the people that he owes money to, I'm going to like him even less. And the only redeeming factor will be if she comes back and kills him, because now I really don't like him.
John has a very, very strong reaction.
If it depends on how you want to go with it.
Which is good because that you're evoking emotions. And
I respect.
I don't know, man. It's like
that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've done it. But
John.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say, John. Yeah, don't watch Hunter x Hunter, the anime and stuff, because there's an entire family of kid assassins and stuff, and their parents encourage them.
Yeah.
Hey, man, John, thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm just, as I said, if that's what you were going for, congratulations, you did it. I wasn't sure that was where you were going, which is why I was a little.
Word. Much respect, man.
Because her thoughts of her father are good, and that's what. Yeah. Like I was fine with it, but all right, John with a very emotional take, and certainly, I think what I've learned from groups is that if some person has that take, then that means that take is an interpretation that you will run into. So that means, some of your audience is just going to be like, no, like, I don't like this guy. I don't like the situation. I don't like what he's making or do. So that will be a reaction that you see in a fair number of people. But, all right. Guinevere, issue 4. I ended up rewriting a fair amount of it.
Did Moby help?
I don't know. I guess. All right. So we're going to open up here on page 9. And all right. So I guess I will narrate, and then John can be Gatsby, and Vicky can be Guinevere. And then we're going to have, let's see if we got anybody else. We got a lot of Gatsby, a lot of Guinevere, a lot of Gatsby, a lot of Guinevere. I'm going to need an Arthur Byrne. Moby, you can be Arthur Byrne. And then how far do we go till we get to page 18? Got to go way down here. Hold on. Gatsby, Guinevere, Gatsby, Guinevere, Gatsby, Guinevere, Gatsby, Guinevere, Guinevere, Gatsby, Guinevere, Arthur, which was Moby. And then page 4, Guinevere, page 16. I think that's gonna be, that's gonna be everybody. Okay, there we go.
Is that numbered page 13?
Yeah, that's okay. So we're gonna be starting on comic page 9, and we'll just be reading upward from there. So and William, if we come across a role that I haven't assigned, then go ahead and give that one a voice. But opening up on page 9. Panel 1, Gatsby has opened the door to his antique car and beckons to her. Yeah, I should correct that. To her. Clothes cling tightly to her curves as she stretches to get into the car. The car in question is a cherry red 1920 Stute Series H Roadster.
Less than a week in this city, and you've already gotten mixed up with the wrong sort.
Panel 2, Guinevere is having none of it as Gatsby drives.
Screw you. You give me this damn amulet that I have no idea how it works. You turn me loose in this city full of dangerous damn things.
Panel 3, Gatsby drives with his eye on the road.
Assessing the risks of the challenge is an important part of the ritual.
Try.
All right, I just lost my page. Hold on just a sec.
Okay. Panel 4.
I can't see it on the tiny little screen. So
page 4, Guinevere becomes verklempt.
My God, you're rejecting me, aren't you? I can't be your apprentice.
Panel 5, the car drives towards the Washington Square Arch, which holds a shimmering portal towards the spirit realm. Guinevere bursts into tears. Gatsby shrieks away from her as he drives unprepared for the assault of an emotional woman.
Well, traditionally, those who require rescue do fail.
I can't believe this. I put my life on the line to save a little girl, and you told me that I had to go out there and save some unfortunate soul, that my soul would stop being me as a teen or some crazy shit.
Page 10, panel 1. The car enters the spirit realm. The real world can be seen through the portal as the car pulls away. Spiritual Manhattan exists as a strange explosion of colors and images, some sacred, some profane. Viviax, succubus from issue 3, looks the part of a streetwalker. One hand is on her hips while the other holds her fingers in a split V as she flicks her tongue lasciviously. See the Nasashi variant cover, which sold pretty well, by the way. The black monster on the spirit realm from issue 1 looks down on the action from his perch from the side of the building, and still Guinevere assaults Gatsby with her crying. And we have
Hey,
Viviax.
baby.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, going my way.
Be gone, foul hellspawn.
Where the hell have you taken me?
We're just taking a shortcut back to the mansion.
Where you're going to dump me? I'll never see you again, and that little girl will die?
Calm down, please. Most supplicants fail their test on their first time.
So I get to try again?
Well, I mean, I wasn't considering that. I usually just send the candidate on their way.
You're canceling me. I'm being literally canceled. I don't need spells to change a man's mind.
No, I'm not canceling you.
Page 11, panel 4. Four panels. Panel 1. Gatsby nervously drives his car through the black abyss. On the horizon, the mansion stands out like a bright green beacon. See issue 1. Guinevere looks up from her crying fit. Her eyes are red and watery with some mucus flowing from her nose.
Really?
I'm sure we can make some other arrangement if you want to study magic from me directly.
Got him.
Panel 2. Gatsby's car descends to touch the road just before the gates that lead into the estate. They are still in the spirit realm here, but the gate represents a portal back to the real world. Guinevere leans over and puts her hand on Gatsby's right hand, which sits on the knob of the floor, mounted gear shift.
That's wonderful. There's so much you could teach me.
Panel 3, side view. Gatsby drives the car, which is now firmly on the road through the gateway. This panel captures the car at the halfway point. The front of the car has passed through the portal and exists in an ordinary reality. The back of the car remains in the spirit realm, and the art should reflect a more surreal, fleeting image. Guinevere has leaned over to rest her hand against Gatsby's shoulder as he drives with confidence. Behold the power couple.
There's a lot we can do for each other. Many of the most powerful mages evolved in romantic pairings. But I wasn't sure if that's what you wanted.
Are you kidding me? I've had my eye on you since before we even met.
Panel 4, pencil note. We're returning to the Gatsby mansion on these pages. Please familiarize yourself with issue 1 to ensure consistency. Gatsby parks the car in the circular driveway just before the staircase. His butler opens the passenger door for Guinevere to get out. A party is going just as before. The half moon sits above some clouds, providing additional light to the gala.
Man, you guys never really stop the party, do you?
Can't have too much of a good thing.
Page 12, panel 1. Gatsby and Guinevere ascend the stairs as a proper gentleman and lady, with her hand nestled in the crook of his arm, despite the fact that they are not appropriately dressed for a party. As in issue 1, the party is in full swing. Arthur Byrne, a hairy, white, rugged man wearing a cowboy hat, flannel shirt, and jeans, stands against the railing, nursing his drink and looking like an extra from Brokeback Mountain.
With the constant party atmosphere, a number of these people inside must be hurting. Do you use your magic to ensure their health?
I don't concern myself with the inevitable decline of the revelers, but there are some who do.
Panel 2. Guinevere looks the part of a noble woman concerning herself with the affairs of her lessers as she casts a spell with her right hand. Her left remains on Gatsby's arms as they walk from the top of the stairs towards the mansion entrance.
Well, I feel like somebody should.
Panel 3. Guinevere's eyes glow with blue magical aura as she surveys the crowd.
Hey, most of these folks look pretty healthy. Either somebody's been looking after them or they're new to the 24/7 party lifestyle.
Panel 4. Looking through their eyes reveals the life magic filter in which she is currently viewing the world. That's her note. I called for this in issue 2, page 5, and she viewed the boxing ring, and I would like it to be a bit more dramatically shown than last time. Through the magical lens, she sees human-shaped health auras of some of the partygoers. Some appear sickly, others more healthy, but the bear-shaped aura of Arthur Byrne shines out like a blinding, radiant beacon.
Oh my. That man there has a health signature that's simply not human.
Panel 5. Gatsby leads Guinevere through the entrance of the estate.
That's not to antagonize the lycanthropes, dear. All are welcome in my parties if they behave.
Page 13. Panel 1. A nearby livery-wearing server holds a tray of champagne flute. Gatsby, having taken a pair of glasses from the tray, extends one to Guinevere with his left hand as he holds another close to his chest. Guinevere strikes a seductive pose as she replaces her drink. Her fingers curl around his as she takes the glass. Let's see. The gathering of the revelers takes note of the couple. Some are happy, others less so.
Let's discuss this new and exciting chapter in our lives.
I'm more excited than a priest in an orphanage.
Panel 2. They drink their champagne and eye each other amorously.
Me too.
Panel 3. Large panel. The air is filled with green incense that surrounds the blissful couple. Gatsby stands before Guinevere, his strong hands taking down her dress, exposing her draw as he leans forward to kiss her neck. She reaches back to bring him to her. Her eyes are closed and she is lost in the sensation of being wanted.
Oh God, yes.
Panel 4. Viewed from above, Guinevere's face is frozen skyward in open mouth, open-eyed ecstasy and amazement. Gatsby's hands grab her freely hanging breasts as the cowgirl straddles his naked form.
Yes.
Panel 5. Guinevere stands in her undergarments in an open closet, choosing clothes from a large rack of different clothes from different eras over the last century. Gatsby stands cloaked in shadow outside the closet door.
Yes.
Why now?
Because a young girl's life is at stake, and I sense an opportunity just outside your door.
Page 14, 3 panels. Panel 1, central figure Guinevere is to take up the entire page as the world represented by the other panels happens around her. She looks like she's just been done. She looks like she just got done being railed. Her makeup shows smudges and her hair is a mess. She slinks along the floor with the confidence of a woman knowing she just possessed the most powerful man in the world. She wears a Stetson hat with a turquoise band and a long-sleeve checkered shirt that she has tied below her breast to create an invitation as open as her midriff. Denim jeans and high-heeled shoes complete the ensemble.
Just like a night at the club.
Panel 2, Guinevere wearing a wizard's robe, Gatsby wearing a wizard's robe adorned in mystic runes, standing in his magic sanctum from issue 1 and looks after Guinevere in panel 1 as she walks away from him. Panel 2 should be squished over on the left of the page. Panel 1 needs to be superimposed over it to show the passing relevance of Gatsby to her.
I know I've lectured you on the importance of accomplishing great tasks using your own abilities, but do be careful, my dear. I shall not lose you again.
Panel 3, outside in front of the Gatsby mansion, Arthur Byrne leans against the marble guardrail, smoking a cigarette. Behind him, a couple of partygoers seem to find each other fascinating.
I've seen a lot of strange things here, but never a man in a cowboy hat.
Page 15, panel 1, Arthur turns to look at Guinevere and is pleasantly surprised at the confident young woman. Arthur.
Who was Arthur?
I thought that was William.
My bad. I was accidentally muted. And who might you be?
Oh, just an old country girl myself. Don't see many $10 10-gallon hats around here. Thought I'd say hello. Can I bum a smoke?
Panel 2, large cheesecake. Guinevere seductively bends forward at her waist and clutches both her hands around Arthur's hand, which holds the lit lighter. Arthur likes what he sees.
Sure.
Out of all the things currently trying to kill me, cigarettes are the least likely.
Panel 3, cigarettes smolder in the hands of both characters as they size each other up.
And I don't think they particularly worry you either.
Oh, I just figured we all gotta go
Well,
sometime.
that and your body regenerates itself.
Can't get anything you buy you, mages.
Panel 4, penciling out the stairs and the perspective of this mansion were created in issue 1, pages 1 through 3. Guinevere and Arthur, framed from the waist up, descend the stairs to the circular driveway. She presses against him as they walk, and she looks at him with intense interest. Captivated by her, he returns her look with cautious optimism. A few partygoers stand gathered around an exhibitionist couple on the landing at the head of the stairs. The dark-haired latex fetish Nazi from issue 1, page 5, sits in a flowing black evening dress and smiles down at Guinevere. Underneath her, serving as human furniture, is the shaved head version of Guinevere's suitor from issue 1, pages 1 through 6. He wears the same attire as when we last saw him. In the distance, Gatsby stands at the balcony of his mansion, drink in hand, overlooking the scene.
Well, even a spell tosser can use a little help from a big, strong man such as yourself. There's this quest item I have to get, and it's located in an area frequented by some very tough hombres.
Page 16, panel 1. Guinevere and Arthur sit in Guinevere's beat-up pickup from issue 1 outside a gated-off entrance to Pentex Research Park. A half-moon hangs in the night sky. As shown in page 2, page 21, the park incorporates Art Deco research spires that tower above a wooded area.
Sounds to me like you have no idea what you're looking for.
Just want to do some looking around while that Matheson bitch isn't here. It's a research hospital, and I want to see what they're researching.
And what am I supposed to do if you run into some trouble?
I can talk my way out of damn near anything human, but the stuff I see around here includes demons and killer androids, and that was on my first visit. So if something supernatural comes up, I need you to step in and even the odds.
Panel 2, Guinevere leads Arthur along the sidewalk leading from the parking lot into the wooded area.
And what if I'm not enough?
Come on, taking both of us out in a fight would be awfully messy. These guys have worked hard to stay under the radar. I'm pretty sure they're not going to have a fire-breathing lizard smash through the building as it chases after us. Got to keep things low profile.
Panel 3, the duo stand in a poorly lit area. A canopy of trees tower overhead and blot out the moon. Arthur motions for her to stop with his hand as he sniffs the air.
Hold up.
Panel 4, Arthur stands in front of Guinevere as he looks in the woods. Both are scared.
Get behind me.
What is it?
There's something in those woods. This bend is secluded, and the enemy nearby, they could kill us any number of ways.
Panel 5, in the shadows, the silhouette of a werewolf stands on its hind legs, its razor-sharp claws, the only thing which picks up any light.
Coming here was a mistake.
Page 17, one panel. So the composition is, so it's, I'm going with a tarot card, the Six of Swords. From the darkness of the trees, the werewolf stands in a narrow beam of light from a street lamp, which highlights 6 of its 10 gleaming chrome claws. Arthur Burns, standing upright on the path, growing in size and hair as he begins his transformation into his bear form. Guinevere has turned away from the scene and begins to run back along the path they came.
Run. Roar.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Page 18, 4 panels, penciler note. Arthur's figure of the werebear will take up the entire left page. Panels 2 through 5 will take up the right of the page. Arthur, now a brown werebear, faces off against a jet black werewolf. The bear is larger than the wolf, with superior reach in his arms, which will prove an advantage in this encounter. The werewolf, having stepped forward with his right foot, now swipes at the bear with his right hand, attempting to slash his opponent's neck with gleaming chrome claws. Arthur steps away with his left foot and brings his head down and away from the wolf's swing. His left paw remains open and ready to block his opponent, while his right paw jabs outward and upward, catching the wolf's face with one of the bear's claws. Behind the bear and up the path, we see Guinevere running up the trail, illuminated by a street lamp. We have a roar and an R, and then panel 2, Guinevere runs for her life.
Oh, sorry. God, please just let me make it out of here with my life. I'll never come back here again.
Panel 3, Guinevere arrives back at her truck.
I can't just leave Arthur. Should I just wait in the truck or maybe just leave?
Panel 4, distant helicopter shines a spotlight on the ground.
Is that a helicopter?
And I think that's those are 10 pages. So because we started on page 9, so page 9 through 18.
Right.
So
I like the changes.
Cool.
Yeah, I really like the changes. It gives you more of a connection between Gatsby and Guinevere, and not just because they had sex. Even the dialogue leading up to it. I think that was really good. A good addition.
Nice.
I wasn't sold on the changes at first until Guinevere said "got him" or something like that, and then I'm like, now I know what you do. Otherwise, she just came off as like a pathetic little girl, and I'm like, why is she writing a strong female character? This is not the way she's acting. And then she's like, she's playing him. Very nice. And I also liked how it kind of changed. It kind of changed the dynamic of these pages, and I sense a different direction that going with the characters, because by what she's done, she's now basically ensured that no matter what she does, if she fails, Gatsby will come and bail her out again. So I kind of felt like when they left, and I think he was watching her on this crystal ball thingy or whatever. It was kind of like he's going to be watching over her, and I don't think that was in the previous version, because the last time I think they kind of left and they were still at odds.
Yeah, last time they were more at odds. This time it's
and it kind of seems like she's holding on to him as kind of a backup plan, because he's going to help her get what she wants.
Right.
So I thought that change kind of it made it work.
Gatsby's a simp. But if you go read the novel, guess what?
Gatsby's a simp.
Yeah,
Gatsby's a simp.
All of his characters were simps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did like the addition of the, what is that, panel 4 on page 12, where she's looking at everybody through their auras. So it's more obvious what Arthur is, because it was kind of, I mean, we knew, because we knew the character Arthur Byrne was, but it gives us, it finally just, it throws it out there, so you know.
Right. Yeah.
I like that too. I thought the visual was really cool.
Yeah.
Moby.
Well, to me, man, what I liked is, you put them, you made her more, you made them have more of a relationship. You know what I mean? You made it more in tuned, like they're kind of together, and then I like how you made the dialogue more, the pacing, you showed more than you told. And then I like how she's using her sexuality, I mean, like a lot of times I see a lot of writers, they tend to, when it comes to the female character, they tend to ignore that that's a female character. Her approach to solutions would be more gauged about, her femininity and how she can utilize that to protect herself and so on. So to me, I like you had more of a relationship this time. I think a few of our conversations got it to that, man.
I think Moby would prefer the sex scene to be more X-rated, though.
I don't know. Maybe Gatsby should be hanging from the chandelier.
Needs more chandelier.
Who needs more chandelier?
Larry.
Yeah, there's definitely a better connection between the two characters now that you rewrote that section. I really liked it. The other part seemed pretty similar from what I heard before. So yeah, it all works together though. Like, don't see any issues there.
Cool. William?
William's still muted.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool. I like the dialogue, and I like the fantasy element to it.
Any specific fantasy element?
Oh, I just feel like I'm always kind of interested in reading like fantasy style comics, since so many people go with sci-fi and like superheroes and stuff. So I think it's a cool change of pace.
Cool. All right. Constructives.
I got a couple notes.
Go ahead.
On page 13, panel 3. So panel 1. They've entered the house. They take the champagne, right? They're staring into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming in like the foyer of the house. And then there's no description. It just says large panel. So when the first time I read it, my brain was like, why the fuck are they having sex in front of everybody in the house? Because they weren't anywhere else. I had to think about it for a few minutes. I'm like, Preston wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't. But I mean, like, do I want to put in a panel just of them walking through a door to leave them like
they don't have to leave, but that panel should have some sort of description that actually says that they're in the bedroom or wherever it is that they are. That's all. Because that was kind of confusing, and your artist was a little confused too.
Okay.
And then,
by the way, did you like the yes?
Oh,
so,
yes.
God, yes. And then yes.
Oh, God,
yes.
yes.
Yeah. And then panel 5. See, I was proud of myself in this moment because it's like it's that typical like the thing that we imagine women should do in sex is scream yes, yes, yes. But we're going from foreplay to sex, but then we're coming out of it, and now now she is answering yes to a question that we don't know what it was, but it was. We can imagine it was. Do you have to go now? And
right.
Yes. Why not? And, so.
And then still this one piece of dialogue that you didn't change still bugged me.
Okay.
On it's page 20. It's numeric page 27.
Oh, by the way, we have a request for you to say, "Oh God, yes" again. There we go.
I'm not looking, but that's Horatius, isn't it?
No, that's iconic.
Okay.
Close enough, though.
You guys will have to rewind it and listen to it over. Sorry. And so they're in the woods. It's panel 4.
Okay.
He's standing in front of her, and he says, "There's something in these woods. This bend is secluded, and the enemy is nearby." Now he's a werebear, and we know he's a werebear, and that enemy that saying, "and the enemy is nearby," the enemy just keeps sticking in my craw.
Okay.
You could just completely get rid of "and the enemy is nearby" because they could kill us any number of ways. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Just bend is secluded. They could kill us any number of ways.
Right. He knows it's a he knows it's a werewolf. He's got that super smell, right? Because he's a bear. So he already knows what it is.
Right here was the something out there, and it ain't no man. But that line was already taken, so
there's something out there is okay, but but you've already said that, so because there's something in the woods, and then and then on numeric page 29, panel 3. So does Guinevere like Arthur?
I mean, she just met him.
But does she like him?
I mean,
I get the feeling that she likes him.
Yeah.
Unless she's just totally playing him.
I mean, yes, but I mean, look, if you convince, I mean, one, he's a lycanthrope, so he's not just your average random guy. You get the sense that from a mage's point of view, he could probably be around for a while, and you don't want to burn people, just in general.
Right. So, the whole part about where she's in the truck, should she stay or should she go?
Right.
Should either be one or the other. It's either she's bailing on him because she doesn't give a shit, or she's, saying she's going to stick around because,
I agree with Vicky on that. That kind of stuck at me too, because that's one of those decisions that's make or break on our perspective of a character.
Right.
Is she the type of character that will just meet somebody and then abandon them to their fate that she put him in, because she put him in harm's way and then abandons him the first second that it goes sour? That can have a negative impact if she's actually even considering it. And I kind of agree with Vicky. It should just kind of just be who she should know herself to a degree at this point, where she already knows it's going to be one or the other.
Okay. All right. I like it.
That was it in the pages we read.
Okay.
I had some other notes, but they were further along, so I'll tell you what they are later.
All right.
Preston got to say, it's not TV, it's HBO.
There we go. Exactly.
It's more like Cinemax.
I haven't heard that one in a while. Cinemax.
Cinemax, a bygone era.
Yeah. Cinemax. Yeah.
Cinemax.
Moby, William, Larry, any constructive notes?
Well, the only thing I would say is, to me, during a combat scene, you probably just need, like maybe if she's running away, you just need to describe maybe behind her why she's afraid he's losing. You just need some type of visual that's showing, okay, the the werebear guy's in trouble.
Mhm.
You know, and then you probably need maybe some tears or something, you know, because she don't know the guy, so it becomes, you know, while she's leaving, maybe she's crying or something.
Mhm.
That way, okay, he's helping her. He's a stranger. Some little more hints of like, you know, she can respect the guy or wants to save him, just a little bit. You know.
Okay.
Other than that, man, it to me, compared to the last, it flowed smooth. It felt like you let yourself go. You know what I mean? The last time you were holding back, and then this time around you just said, you know, fuck it, I'm going all the way in, man.
Cool.
You know what I mean? It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Yeah. William? Larry?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, pretty much what Moby said.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say.
Cool.
I think everyone's pretty much covered.
And this is another one of those times, and it happens a lot, where I'm presenting pages and I'm like, they're gonna freak out on this one, and like nobody even mentioned it, which was she loves and then leaves Gatsby like immediately, and then is putting the moves on another dude with clothes she got from Gatsby while he's watching from the balcony.
The only slight change I might make there is where, you know, I mean, she looks like she just, you know, we all get that. But if she's on her way to try to sweet talk another dude into helping her out, she might want to be a little cleaned up.
Okay. All right.
Just saying. That's as from a female perspective.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you don't want the guy you're trying to charm to know
Smell
about
the guy you were just with all over you. Because now that we think about it, he's got that heightened sense of smell.
He does. And she knows his lycanthrope. She's like, who am I fool?
Okay. I mean, if that's the route you want to go, then okay. But
you know, maybe Arthur says something and she's like, we're in an open relationship. You know?
And all of a sudden we're flashing back to Preston's marriage. So anyway.
Man, I think they're trying to say, Preston, trying to say you got right in that she sprayed some Febreze on her.
Exactly.
Is there a magic spell? What was that magic spell in D&D and Pathfinder? Why am I blanking on that? That cleaning spell that was like the 0 level spell.
Okay, but you know what? Now that I brought it up, there's actually a line I could put. What if like she like approaches him? Yeah, and he's
that
like,
what it was?
Yeah. This is prestidigitation, the cantrip, and it's like, what if like there's a line where she like approaches him and he's like, I can barely smell that other guy I saw you with, and she's like, magic is a wonderful thing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That could work. I mean, you know, because it's humorous and you know.
It doesn't have to be right off the bat, but somewhere in there it could work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. I will take those notes to heart, and next week we'll see the finish of issue 4, where we have the showdown with Viviax. There we go.
All right.
Well,
William dropped a couple of pages if we want to read those real quick too.
Oh, William did? Oh, okay. Where would I find those?
They are in the Discord, the Fox and the Troll.
The Fox and the Troll? Oh, yeah, he just did that. Okay. All right, William. Tell us about these pages.
I started it like several weeks ago and stuff. You know, I've been off and on when it came to writing and stuff, so I've been trying to get back into writing a bit more of it. It's basically just a script for a comedy comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's not too much. Just kind of basically 2 characters speaking. Most of it is panels with a bit of captions and dialogue and stuff. So it's not too long. It's still ongoing.
All right. Assign the parts. We got to need a narrator or 2 characters.
Yeah. So, yeah, pick amongst yourselves. There's pretty much only 3 parts.
Who wants to narrate?
I'll narrate.
All right. Who wants to be Reynard? Moby, you be Reynard. And then
I'm female bystander.
There we go. All right. All right. Well, let's just read through it and see if we need more parts. All right. Go ahead, John.
All right. Page 1, panel 1. The day sun shines over a city park with blue skies and white clouds. Caption: It's a beautiful day in Palm City. Panel 2. Reynard walks along the park sidewalk. Reynard is an anthropomorphic fox trickster who wears a medieval-style tunic and is from another dimension. Caption: The fox wanders the park, wondering what his next course of action is. Panel 3. Reynard is deep in thought, with his right hand beneath his chin.
What to do, what to do.
Panel 4. Reynard's are wide, and his
I think
face...
his eyes.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Reynard's eyes are wide, and his face is bright with excitement as he realizes his plans. Caption: An idea comes to the fox.
I know. I'll look through the newspaper.
Panel 5. Reynard is at the newsstand with people gawking at him in shock. Panel 6. Reynard's hands holding a newspaper. The paper reads, Massive Hyborian Jewel on display at Palm City Museum. Page 2. Panel 1. Reynard has a joy-filled face. Caption: He now knew what he wanted to do.
Perfect.
Panel 2. A museum with the design of an ancient Greek structure. Caption: 5 minutes later. Panel 3. Reynard runs past pedestrians as a red-haired blur causing newspapers and random trash to fly about.
Excuse me, coming through.
Oh my God, what is that?
Panel 4. Reynard arrives at the steps to the museum's entrance, still as a red blur. Panel 5. Reynard looks up at the museum entrance with his hands on his hips.
Reynard?
Right.
Oh, I haven't been here in years. Wonder if they still got the hot cave woman babe.
Panel 6. Reynard is dramatically entering the museum. Caption: The fox is determined in his mission. Page 3. Panel 1. Reynard enters an exhibit full of ancient artifacts around the room. Caption: This is where the fox shall find his prize. Panel 2. Reynard sees a giant jewel in front of him with a bright multiple colors on a pedestal. Caption: The jewel is much more beautiful than he thought. Panel 3. Reynard stands in front of the jewel, admiring it.
It has been over 5,000 years since I last saw anything from the Hyperion. This will be fun to steal.
Panel 4. Reynard rubs his hands with a big mischievous grin on his face. Panel 5. Reynard continues to look at the jewel, and then a voice is heard off panel.
Looks like I wasn't the only one planning to borrow this gem.
Good one.
Panel 6. Reynard spins around with shocked eyes. Caption: The fox recognizes that voice. Page 4. Panel 1. Large panel. A 6'2" man dressed in a business suit with the head of a green troll with 2 horns and 2 long bottom teeth from his mouth. The man, known as the Troll, is standing next to the pedestal with the jewel.
What's up, Bernard? Been a long time since I saw you. When was it again? The French Revolution?
Panel 2. Reynard looks at the Troll nervously.
Hey, Troll.
What brings you to this place? You come here for the big rock?
Panel 3. Reynard with his hands held up to his face level and waving them with a nervous grin on his face.
Of course not. I'm not just here to see the mummy exhibit. Fancy meeting you here.
Panel 4. The Troll stares at Reynard with a toothy smile and his eyebrow raised.
Really? I thought the Egyptian exhibit was on the other end of the museum.
Panel 5. Reynard rubs his forehead with his right arm. He is sweating excessively in a cartoonish kind of way.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. I was wondering where all the Egyptian stuff was at.
Panel 6. The troll gives Reynard a smile with his arms crossed.
Be honest with me, Reynard. You plan to steal the jewel too, right?
Page 5. Panel 1. Reynard gulps as his neutral expression and has a neutral expression on his face.
You're right. I am here to steal the gem.
Panel 2. The troll approaches Reynard slowly.
See, now that's a problem, Reynard. I already have plans for the gem, so I will have to ask you to move along.
Panel 3. Reynard gives half a smile.
I'm afraid that I'm going to have to refuse, troll.
Panel 4. The troll raises an eyebrow, still smiling.
Is that so? Do you understand what you're saying?
Panel 5. Reynard smiles back to the troll.
Here's the thing, troll. I was never very good at smart decisions. So smart people would turn and run from someone like you. But I'm not one of them, unfortunately. I am take that gem.
Panel 6. Reynard lunges for the giant jewel as a blur. Caption: The fox makes his move. Page 6. Panel 1. Reynard gets hit in the face by the big black metal anvil.
That's it.
That end it?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
That was totally fun and really cute. I like it.
But to me, man, you just, because you have them as such a free spirit and careless, you need to just have it more cartoony, where like the opening sequence, maybe he's eating somebody's food, you want to have more fun with it since he's from another dimension, cartoony. Then with the stuff with him and the troll, you need to have more sequences where maybe he's on the troll's head, that way, since they're having a conversation, it's not just they're sitting there looking at each other. You need to just have more cartoon aspect, the Animaniacs, Bugs Bunny, that type of feel to it,
Okay.
I'm always good with an anthropomorphic fox.
Yeah, I had a very Zootopia type look when you first started. I'm like, oh, that was kind of, I was picturing the fox from that doing that, and I'm like, yeah, that's totally like what I would expect a anthropomorphic fox to act like. And yeah, I thought it was very funny and had some good fun bits to it.
Ditto.
Yeah.
I mean, only 5 pages so far, so we have a story introduced. We have some characters. I like that you're sticking with a low number of characters. That way, it's much easier to get attached to them and follow their conflict. So we have a story introduction, and look forward to seeing where it goes. Larry?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's got a good back and forth starter with the 2 characters. It just needs to be, developed a little bit more. And I think what Moby said, just make it a little bit more animated, if you will, on the page. That would be really nice. Yeah.
The only thing I would add would be to maybe flesh out the world a little bit. I get he's an anthropomorphic fox. Are the other characters in this world also anthropomorphic animals? Because you talked about the woman or whatever you called her, and I was like, okay, is that a anthropomorphic woman or is that a human? So if there's humans in this world, then that's not a question.
So, yeah, I guess
Not you, John. We weren't laughing at you.
No,
Thanks, Timothy.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, yeah, I guess I should specify. Basically, it's basically set in our world. It's just that these characters are basically kind of like Batmite and Mixoplick from DC Comics, those 5th dimensional imps. So they're kind of like that, where they're like there are many different kinds of these types of characters in some stories that I've written and stuff. They just happen to sometimes encounter each other occasionally, and that's normally when chaos starts.
Is it a normal occurrence in this world for these bizarre characters, extra dimensional characters, to just be living and walking alongside of them?
they tend to appear when really crazy stuff happens. Like they kind of just cause chaos. And like the troll in my previous stories is kind of considered like the most infamous one, the one that all of them kind of are revere and stuff.
Okay, so people aren't. They're not going to be like, oh my gosh, the fox is talking. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's one of those fifth dimensional a-holes.
I don't know.
A little bit of both, probably.
Yeah, I try to keep it ambiguous. I think a lot of people don't really recognize them and stuff. It's just kind of hinted at that they cause a lot of destruction, you know, within their dialogue. Like that little line where he talks about the French Revolution kind of hints that they kind of caused certain amounts of chaos to erupt during France during that period.
Okay, I just wasn't sure like how, because you don't describe how other people are reacting to these characters. So he goes to the newsstand and he reads a newspaper, but you don't tell me how the newsboy reacts to him. So because I'm not seeing, he goes to the museum. I'm assuming other people are at the museum. I'm assuming that the museum has security guards, and you're not telling me how people are reacting to him. So because of that, I don't know how the world reacts to these characters, and that's where I would say I was a little confused because I don't know how these characters are perceived by the regular average Joes of your world.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at when I was, I was asking for the other characters. If it was like Zootopia and everybody is an anthropomorphic animal, well, then that would make sense. But then I would say, you just need to describe that. But if it's going to be that they're extra dimensional entities that just live in our world, then people need to react to these people unless it's just such a common occurrence. And if that's the case, then that's fine too. But I think not clarifying that is a little confusing when I'm trying to visualize what this world looks like.
Yeah, I should definitely add to that, for the story and stuff. I guess I was kind of, I guess I was mainly just focused on these two characters. I kind of forgot those little details.
That's fine for a first draft. I'm just, just something to think about as you're working on rewriting and how you're going to flesh it out.
Yeah, with this story, I kind of I kind of kept the panels very quick and simple because I felt like if it was going to get illustrated, I kind of let the artists kind of have their way with it and stuff because it's like it's very cartoonish, so it's like that requires just a little more artist creativity on their part.
I think he's saying, kind of like those newspaper cartoons, where you have those little sections. But John's got a lot of points. I think, when you write the next page, you just got to flush out the background. It just feels empty. I think that's what John's saying.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it as a 1 or 3 panel a day type comic, and then you're right. You don't have to. It's like you don't necessarily have to go into all that kind of detail, but in a book or it's definitely felt like a first draft. So I'm trying I don't want to be too harsh on it because I think what you've got there is good. It's a good starting point. So I don't want to dwell too much on it.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of based. I guess it kind of based it off of the whole funny animals comics that used to be super popular back in the day. So I thought, it'd be kind of fun to write like a funny animal comic.
Cool. Anyone else? All right. Went through 5 different scripts today. Not bad. 2 hours and 18 minutes. So thanks everybody for viewing. Next week, tune in and we'll have more Guinevere pages. And anyone else want to commit to next week?
I'll be. Yep, I'll be.
All right, cool.
We'll see.
All right.
I'll have more of my script. Angel of Darkness is a 93-page screenplay, so I'll have more of that to go, and we'll see where things end up.
And yeah, Larry, your contest entry is looking pretty solid. So
that's good.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, Larry, as a runner-up.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been Press Bolts for Project X Comics. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, see ya.
Good night, everybody.
Hey.
Good night.